Yeah. So as I mentioned, the biggest lie is probably the lie that we're not supposed to suffer. And I think suffering, if we can just summarize it, is basically physical discernment, right? It's symptomology. Our body is expressing that there is something wrong. And when we use pharmaceuticals to suppress that, when we cut out organs that are dysfunctional, when we use that allopathic model of quick fix, instant gratification, which is where our whole world is today, then we dumb down our need for Christ, because it's in the suffering where we're reaching up, we're praying, we're asking God why, we're asking God how, we're asking God for help. It really does bring us closer to Jesus, although uncomfortable as it may be. Now, prolonged suffering, I totally understand that is not what we're supposed to do, but we do have stories in the Bible that relate to that. Job is a great example, which is why it is in the Bible. Many people have suffered with disease. You know, Christ shows us that there were people afflicted when he walked the earth. And yes, it was always him, the great physician, who people turned to for the healing. So, my point being, we have been fed this lie that symptoms and physical discernment of things that we need to address inside of our body in the form of suffering somehow is bad or wrong, or our body is doing something wrong. And it's truly not. Our body never does anything wrong. It responds to the environment we put it in. If it's a toxic environment loaded with deficiencies, our body's going to be toxic and deficient. If it's full of Jesus and cardio miracle and good food and all the things, then our body is going to be nutrient dense, spiritually sound, and mentally and emotionally healthy. It really has to do with our choice and what we're choosing to keep our eyes on and what we're choosing to embrace in life. So, my suggestion is when people go, I'm not saying that if you're totally hurting that you shouldn't use something to help your suffering, of course, but get to the root. Make sure that whoever you're working with isn't just slapping on a band aid to diminish that suffering. Because it is physical discernment, and suffering gets us to look at ourselves and say, how did I get here? Right. And
Yeah.
we need to be able to figure out a way out of that. And that's in all things. So we have lost our accountability and our responsibility as a nation. We are a point at everybody else society today. Like, I'm sick, or, I mean, we look at politics and everything is emotionally based and everything is somebody else's fault. And it's like, if we just would look in the mirror and say, what can I do for my own personal accountability? What can I do to be healthier? What can I do to be a contributor? What can I do to spread the gospel? The world would be a better place. So I think suffering, the allopathic's crush on taking away all symptoms and suffering, has led us to this place where people are just, no offense, lazy and complacent in their health because they know there's a pill for their ill and they don't have to do anything. But later on is when catastrophe strikes, when their body, there's no more drugs, right? There's no more organs to take out. Then what? So my hope is that people embrace the physical symptoms, that they get to the root of their issues, that they embrace good nutrition, they embrace good supplementation, so that we become more preventative than reactive in our health. That's a really big thing.